Humans survived where reality itself refused to exist. That was the first report. We laughed. I remember it clearly. I was aboard the Imperial survey vessel, Unbroken Logic. A fitting name. The Empire valued certainty above all things. Facts, equations, predictable outcomes. Humans violated every one of them. At first, nobody cared. The warning came from a forgotten border station near Terran space. A lonely outpost drifting at the edge of mapped territory. The message was short. Do not enter Terran territory. No explanation. No evidence. No threat. Just a warning. The Empire hated warnings. Warnings implied fear. Fear implied weakness. Weakness implied failure. And the Empire never failed. So we crossed the border. Nothing happened. At first, the stars looked normal. Space behaved normally. Sensors reported no anomalies. The crew relaxed. I relaxed. The warning was obviously some Terran psychological trick. Humans love tricks. At least that was what we believed. That was my first mistake. 3 hours later, our long-range scanners detected a human vessel. One ship. Small. Unarmed. Or so it appeared. The bridge erupted in amusement. A single Terran ship against an Imperial exploration fleet. Ridiculous. Humans always displayed confidence beyond reason. We had observed that pattern many times. Corner a human. Threaten a human. The human smiles. Every report confirmed it. We believed it was a biological defense mechanism. Perhaps denial. Perhaps stupidity. Either way, it made them predictable. The vessel approached. Slowly. Deliberately. No weapons charged. No shields raised. Just silence. I studied the image on the main display. The Terran ship looked ancient. Scratched hull. Visible repairs. Mismatched plating. It resembled something assembled from wreckage. Several officers laughed. One asked if humans understood maintenance. Another suggested the vessel was a museum exhibit. Then the transmission arrived. A human face appeared. Male. Old. Extremely old. His skin carried thousands of folds. His eyes looked tired. But not weak. Never weak. You were warned. That was all he said. Then the transmission ended. The bridge exploded with laughter. I joined them. Another mistake. The human ship turned away. Retreated. Or so we thought. Moments later, every sensor aboard our fleet failed simultaneously. Not partially. Completely. The stars vanished from our displays. Navigation vanished. Communications vanished. Targeting vanished. Everything. 6 terrifying seconds. Then everything returned. Normal. Perfectly normal. The crew exchanged confused glances. Engineers reported no damage. No intrusion. No explanation. Impossible. I concluded it was human electronic warfare. Primitive. Limited. Manageable. Humans always preferred intimidation over action. That was the pattern. Smile. Threaten. Leave. The fleet continued deeper into Terran territory. The warning became a joke. By cycle's end, officers were repeating it during meals. Do not enter Terran territory. Laughter always followed. Then the disappearances began. A scout ship vanished. No distress signal. No wreckage. No debris. Nothing. An entire vessel erased. Command blamed malfunction. I agreed. Another mistake. 12 hours later, a second ship vanished. Then a third. Then a fourth. Each disappearance happened differently. Different locations. Different conditions. No pattern. No cause. No explanation. The fleet grew nervous. Nervous crews make mistakes. That was the logical conclusion. I believe morale was the problem. Then I reviewed the sensor recordings. And my confidence died. Every missing ship shared one detail. One impossible detail. Seconds before disappearing, each vessel recorded a human signal. Not a transmission. Not communication. A heartbeat. A single human heartbeat. Then nothing. I watched the recordings repeatedly. The heartbeat was real. Biological. Verified. Yet no human vessel appeared nearby. No life signs existed within range. Nothing. Just a heartbeat. The bridge became quiet. Very quiet. The joke stopped. Questions replaced them. How could a heartbeat exist in empty space? How could it originate from nowhere? How could it erase ships? Nobody knew. 3 days later, We found a colony. A human colony. The first inhabited world inside restricted territory. It should not have existed. The planet orbited a dead star. No light, no heat, no energy source. According to every scientific law, life there was impossible. Yet billions of humans lived on its surface. Billions. I stared at the planetary scans. Agriculture, cities, atmosphere, oceans, everything. Impossible. The governor demanded answers. The colony answered, with silence. No response. No threats. No warnings. Nothing. The fleet entered orbit. The moment we crossed the gravity boundary, 27 alarms activated simultaneously. Then 50. Then 100. The bridge descended into chaos. Every system reported a different emergency. Radiation, temporal distortion, magnetic collapse, quantum instability. Each reading contradicted the others. Engineers screamed across communication channels. Nobody understood anything. Then all alarms stopped. Instantly. Complete silence. I remember hearing my own breathing. That terrified me more than the alarms. Because alarms have causes. Silence does not. The governor ordered a surface expedition. I volunteered. I wanted answers. I still believed answers existed. Humans always appeared mysterious. Eventually logic explained everything. That was what I believed. The shuttle landed near settlement. Children were playing outside. Human children. Laughing. Running. Chasing each other. The sight disturbed me. Not because it was threatening. Because it wasn't. Nothing made sense. The dead star above provided no light. Yet shadows existed. Plants grew. Animals lived. Humans smiled. Reality bent around them like softened metal. A young human approached me. Female. Small. Fragile. Or so she appeared. She looked directly into my eyes. No fear. No hesitation. No caution. Just curiosity. Why did you come here? I explained our mission. Exploration. Science. Knowledge. The child listened carefully. Then she frowned. You shouldn't be here. The exact same warning. Again. Simple. Calm. Absolute. I asked why. The child pointed toward the horizon. At first I saw nothing. Then movement. A shape. Far away. Walking toward the settlement. Tall. Thin. Impossible. My translator failed. My sensors failed. Even my vision struggled to process it. The figure seemed wrong. Not hostile. Wrong. As though existence itself disagreed with its presence. The child noticed my fear. She smiled. Humans always smiled. That was the pattern. Corner a human. Threaten a human. Terrify a human. They smile. I believed I understood it. I believed it was arrogance. Then the child spoke words I still hear in my nightmares. Oh, don't worry. She smiled wider. That's one of ours. And for the first time since entering Terran Territory, I realized the warning had never been meant to protect humans. It had been meant to protect us. The thing on the horizon kept walking. No rush. No aggression. No visible purpose. Yet every instinct in my body demanded I run. I looked toward the human child. She seemed bored. Actually bored. As if the impossible creature approaching her settlement was no more concerning than weather. That made it worse. Far worse. Humans treated danger differently. That was another pattern I thought I understood. Humans adapted to threats. Humans normalized horrors. Humans survived because they became accustomed to fear. That was my conclusion. It was wrong. The figure drew closer. My sensors remained useless. Distance measurements changed every second. Sometimes it appeared kilometers away. Sometimes meters. Space itself seemed uncertain. The expedition team began retreating toward the shuttle. Nobody gave the order. Nobody needed to. Then the figure stopped. Every sound vanished. Wind disappeared. Voices disappeared. Even the distant animals became silent. The universe held its breath. The child waved. The figure waved back. Instantly, everything returned. Sound. Movement. Life. As if reality had been released. The child looked confused by our terror. Why are you scared? Nobody answered. Because none of us knew. That night, I transmitted an emergency report to the fleet. The governor dismissed it. Of course he did. Governors survive by appearing fearless. Empires survive by believing they are invincible. The fleet prepared deeper operations. Mining surveys, settlement evaluations, military mapping. The warning remained ignored. Then the first city disappeared. Not a human city. One of ours. An orbital staging platform. 30,000 personnel. Gone. One moment present. The next absent. No explosion. No attack. No distress signal. Nothing. Just empty space. Panic spread through the fleet. Command finally authorized withdrawal. Too late. The exits were gone. Not physically. Mathematically. Navigation systems could no longer calculate routes out of Terran territory. Every equation failed. Every map contradicted itself. The stars no longer matched recorded positions. Space had changed. Or perhaps it had always been different here. I still do not know. The governor demanded answers from the Terrans. This time they responded. A human delegation arrived aboard a vessel smaller than our shuttles. 3 representatives. No guards. No weapons. No visible concern. The oldest human spoke. We told you not to come. The governor threatened military retaliation. The humans listened politely. That frightened me more than anger. Predators become angry. The humans seemed patient, as if they had witnessed this conversation many times before. The governor ordered weapon demonstrations. Planet-killer cannons charged. Battle groups mobilized. Thousands of warships prepared for combat. The humans watched. No fear. No urgency. No reaction. Again the pattern. Humans smile. Humans remain calm. Humans refuse to panic. I thought I understood. I did not. The governor gave them one final ultimatum. Leave, surrender, or face annihilation. The oldest human sighed. Actually sighed, like a parent exhausted by a foolish child. Then he said something I will never forget. You still think this territory belongs to us? The room became silent. What does that mean? The governor demanded. The human looked through the viewport, toward the darkness beyond the stars. We are not the reason the border exists. Nobody understood. Then every light aboard the station went dark. Complete blackness. Not power failure. Absence. Pure absence. I could still think, still breathe, still exist. Yet nothing else remained. No stars. No station. No fleet. Nothing. A voice emerged from the darkness. Not spoken. Felt. Ancient. Vast. Hungry. Every cell in my body wanted to stop existing. The voice asked a single question. More. Thousands screamed. Millions screamed. Across every channel. Across every ship. Across every station. The voice repeated itself. More. Then I saw them. Shapes larger than worlds. Things hidden between dimensions. Creatures older than galaxies. Predators that fed on civilizations. Predators that consumed reality itself. And they were looking at us. Not humanity. Us. The Empire. The intruders. The trespassers. I finally understood. Terran Territory was not a nation. It was a prison. The darkness vanished. Lights returned. Stars returned. Reality returned. The fleet erupted into chaos. Entire crews suffered mental collapse. Others became catatonic. Some simply disappeared. The governor ordered immediate evacuation. Again, too late. The predators had noticed us. One of the vast shapes moved. A single movement. Hundreds of ships vanished. Not destroyed. Removed. Erased. The fleet broke apart. Warships fled in every direction. None escaped. The predators followed. Slowly. Patiently. Certain of victory. Then the humans did something impossible. Again, human ships emerged from every corner of the system. Thousands. Millions. Ancient vessels. Damaged vessels. Civilian vessels. Mining vessels. Fishing vessels. Everything that could fly. The largest defense fleet in known history. I stared in disbelief. This was suicide. Humans could not win. Nothing could. The predators were beyond comprehension. Beyond physics. Beyond existence. Yet the humans advanced. I watched mothers pilot transports into battle. I watched elderly humans board ancient warships. I watched children helping evacuation efforts. Nobody ran. Nobody surrendered. Nobody hesitated. Why? Why fight an unwinnable war? The answer arrived moments later. Human transmissions flooded every channel. Not military orders. Not battle plans. Names. Just names. Billions of names. Every human who had ever lived. Every human who had ever died. The living spoke for the dead. The dead spoke through memory. The entire species became one voice. One will. One purpose. Survive. That was the hidden pattern. Not courage. Not arrogance. Not denial. Survival. Pure survival. Humanity did not ignore fear. Humanity carried fear, dragged it forward, and fought anyway. Then the oldest human vessel moved. The same battered ship we had encountered at the border. The same old man appeared. He looked exhausted, ancient, broken, but his eyes remained steady. He transmitted one final message. Not this time. The predators advanced. Humanity advanced. Then the stars screamed. Every human signal merged into one impossible pulse. A heartbeat. The same heartbeat. The heartbeat that preceded every disappearance. The heartbeat we never understood. I understand now. It was not a weapon. It was humanity itself. A species-wide resonance. A survival instinct evolved beyond biology. Beyond physics. Beyond reality. The collective refusal to die. The pulse struck the darkness. The predators recoiled. For the first time, something ancient felt fear. The battle lasted seconds. The consequences lasted forever. When it ended, the predators were gone. Not destroyed. Driven away. The prison remained intact. Humanity remained standing. Barely. Thousands of ships were lost. Millions were dead. Yet the border survived. The humans survived. As always, weeks later, the remnants of our fleet were escorted out of Terran Territory. No punishment. No revenge. No demands. Only a warning. The same warning. The one we should have obeyed. Years have passed since then. The Empire officially denies what happened. Most records were erased. Most witnesses vanished. I survived. Unfortunately. Because now I know the truth. The galaxy fears humanity for the wrong reasons. Humans are not dangerous because they are stronger, or smarter, or more advanced. Humans are dangerous because when reality breaks, they refuse to break with it. And somewhere beyond the border, beyond the stars, beyond the prison walls, something ancient still remembers the day humanity taught it fear. Humans survived where reality itself refused to exist. The terrifying part is that statement was not a warning. It was a promise. Years have passed since Terran Territory was sealed once again. The Empire officially erased every record, every report, every witness, every warning. But I remember the darkness asking for more. I remember entire fleets vanishing. And I remember humanity standing between the galaxy and something far worse. We once believed Terran Territory was forbidden because humans were dangerous. We were wrong. Terran Territory was forbidden because humans were protecting everyone else. Even us. If you ever see a Terran warning beacon at the edge of space, turn back. Do not investigate. Do not be curious. Do not cross the border. Because somewhere beyond that line, ancient things still wait in the dark. And the only reason they have not returned is because humanity is still standing guard. Humans survived where reality itself refused to exist. And every night, I wonder what will happen to the galaxy the day they finally stop. If you enjoyed this HFY Sci-Fi story, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more epic human versus the galaxy adventures. Let me know in the comments. Would you have crossed into Terran Territory after the warning?